Well, straight to the stock market now, where the close of trading activities on Wednesday at the Nigerian Exchange saw the local stock market see a slight uptick driven by renewed investor interest in select banking stocks. Consequently, the Nigerian Exchange All Share Index recorded a modest 4 basis points gain, closing at 67,353.23 basis points. As a result of the positive trading sessions on Wednesday, equity investors collectively gained 15.29 billion naira. Market capitalization increased by 0.04%, closing at 37 trillion naira. Furthermore, the sectoral performance was generally positive, with 3 out of 5 sectors experiencing gains. The banking, insurance, and oil and gas indexes led the gainers, advancing by 0.74%, 0.27%, and 0.22% respectively. Now, Isaac Anyalisi, stockbroker and investment analyst, joins us to analyze this report. Thank you for joining us. Good morning.
Good morning.
Well, the market saw an uptick at the close of trading yesterday. What would you attribute this 0.04 gain to?
Like you rightly pointed out, the market went up yesterday by 4 basis points, or 0.04%, to 67,353.23 points. And that gave us a year-to-date gain of 31.42% for the All Share Index. We saw the market capitalization also close at 37%, which gave us 32.68% year-to-date gain. 32.56%. So these are attributable to the season in which we find ourselves. We are at the close of the third quarter. Okay, we are at the beginning of the last quarter of the year. The third quarter result is expected to hit the market anytime soon. So you see portfolio managers and institutional investors take positions, okay, ahead of the expectation from this quarterly earnings. I think that's significantly the reason for the surge that we are seeing in the meantime in the capital market. Also note that there's a rally that is supposed to come towards the end of the year, and that rally is on the heels of the expectation that the last quarter, okay, is with us sometime around December, and before most of the people travel for the yield side, the investors, institutional investors, portfolio managers, okay, take positions against the annual earnings that the result of the last quarter will show up. So these are some of the dynamics that we have seen play out.
Well, let's look at those who ended on the positive side. Topping that list is Guinea Insurance, which had a 9.09% gain to close at 24 naira. Also, we saw Etana gaining 6.86% to close at 14 naira 80 kobo. Unity Bank followed suit with a 5.49% gain to close at 96 kobo. How would you explain these gains, the gains in these stocks? Isaac, can you hear me? All right, looks like we've lost connection with Isaac, but we're looking at what the performance of the stock market.
When the market is moving on a positive trajectory, you expect that to reflect on some of the penny stocks. Okay, so that is why you saw Jazz Bank, you saw Unity Bank, try to gain. On the side of ethanol oil, that stock is like the weakened child of the sector. So since the market is moving in a bullish direction, it is expected that to a reasonable extent, the investors will come back to that stock, knowing too well too that the stock has sometimes gone up to about 20-something naira, if I'm not mistaken, that sometimes around June, July. Okay, so at this point now, you see when the price have dropped drastically, it is reasonable to expect that speculative investors, for that matter, will want to revisit that stock and take positions. And don't also forget that there are expectations that the current government policies going forward will positively impact the oil and gas sector. So investors will definitely take position in some of those equities, okay, that are in that oil and gas sector. And if you check very well, you'll find out that Eternal Oil, aside Orlando, which will soon be also delisted from the market, Eternal Oil remains one of the listed stocks in that sector at a very low price. So it's a stock for speculation.
Well, let's look at those who fell at the other side of the divide. That's CWG leading that list. We saw CWG losing 10% to close at 8 naira 55 kobo. Briscoe also lost 8.77% to close at 52 kobo. How would you explain the loss of these stocks?
If you look at the prices of those stocks, where they are coming from, you will expect that that there could be a dilution, or that the price running will end, okay? Because right now they don't have the fundamentals to support that price that you saw some days ago. So what has happened is that those who invested in that stock, short-term traders, daily traders, and speculators are going to take profit from that stock. But then, by the time they take profit for some time and the price suffers significant diminution in value, you also see some other set of speculators or investors coming back to that stock. That is how the market plays out.
Well, but what about that of FTN Cocoa, also losing 6.29% to close at 1 naira 64 kobo?
The same thing applies. It is the same market. It is the same market.
Okay.
So when investors reprice equities, they have reasons for doing that. It's either that some expectations are not being met, but having said that, once there is a justification for a price increase on a particular stock, definitely the market will react accordingly.
Well, let's get your prediction for the close of business today.
Well, for today, if you look at what happened yesterday, the number of deals suffered a dilution.
All right, Isaac Anyalisi there talking to us about what happened in the market yesterday, and he was about to tell us what the market would look like today, especially as investors have already begun trading. But we might have to leave the conversation there. Coming up next, according to the latest data from the nation's budget office in 2022, Nigeria reported a fiscal shortfall of 7.5 trillion naira. We'll focus on this in the first part of the show. Also, in September 2023, Nigeria's Purchasing Managers Index PMI stood at 51.1 points, surpassing the 50-point benchmark. This figure marked a 90 basis points increase from the 5-month low of 50.2 recorded in August 2023. We'll focus on this in the second part of the show. And finally, crude prices fell on Thursday, reversing gains in the previous session after OPEC showed no signs of supporting Iran's call for an oil embargo on Israel, as the United States plans to ease Venezuela's sanctions to allow more oil to flow globally. Let's delve into all of this after the break. Don't go anywhere.